Okay, time for a new video, and whether you are somebody new to my channel or you are returning to my channel to watch this video, it is greatly appreciated. As always, I'm filming this video in one go, so if I stumble over my words moving forwards, apologies about that, and also apologies if the quality of this video is not too great either. If there's any lag, anything like that at all, sadly it can't be helped, and hopefully it isn't much of an issue for you. This is yet another Eurovision 2024 related video here on my channel, specifically a Melodifestivalen related video, because right now I'm about to listen to snippets of all of the songs for the first time in Heat 3 of this year's edition of Melodifestivalen, which is of course the Swedish selection method for the Eurovision Song Contest, which this year will take place on Swedish soil, in Malmö specifically, for a third time. As always, you're welcome to let me know your thoughts regarding anything I discussed today by leaving a comment, and as always there are links in the description to my other social media pages, check them out if you so wish. First things first, I have seen all of the comments on my previous video, which was a What We Know So Far video, and I appreciate the concern. I think when I filmed that video I was very run down, I had a terrible headache at the time as well, and right now I am feeling a bit better, but things still aren't quite right. I think there might be some sort of fatigue and frustration with certain things going on behind the scenes, things that need to get done and everything, and it's not really going terribly well. So that's happening, but I am still obviously going to be making videos and talking about Eurovision and indeed Melodifestivalen. So with that being said, last week was Heat 2 in Gothenburg, and of course we had 6 more acts take to the stage. 2 went through directly to the final in Stockholm in a few weeks' time, and 2 went through to the run-off second chance round vote, which is also in a few weeks' time. Let me just go through very briefly Heat 2, because I have seen all of the performances now. Finishing last in this heat with 38 points was Norrland by Engmans Kapell, which I've got written here. It was an all-male group, I believe so. There was a sort of yellow and orange colour scheme to the performance. It had a toe-tapping melody. It felt a bit old-fashioned, but pleasant and relaxing, with a sing-song melody at the same time. I didn't really stay engaged with this at all. It sort of ran out of steam after the first minute. You know what you're going to get with something like this. When I heard the snippet last week, you just knew what type of song this was really going to become, and that's exactly what happened. There was confetti at the end as well. It was nice, but this sort of stuff never really leaves much of an impression. And looking at the age group results as well, nobody really loved this apart from maybe 75-plus-year-olds. We move on to Joe with Ahuma, which only just missed out on the runoff vote actually. 4th place, 53 points. I didn't mind this at all. There were light-up stairs on stage with him at the start. He was in a white outfit. This has a sort of Afrobeat thing going on, I guess, for want of a better term. It was good vibes all around, very colourful on the backdrop, and then at times it sort of pulsated white and black, so it gave off this sort of zebra print pattern. Built up fairly nicely. There was some choreography. I think the crowd were fairly into it as well, I guess. Very carefree, very catchy, very simple, but maybe a little bit too safe. There wasn't really this little extra sparkle to make it truly stand out in the field, and that's maybe why he did not progress. It reminded me a tad of Kizungu Zungu, which was a song in Melfest back in 2016, I think. That did make the final. This sadly didn't. Still, not bad at all, though. Then we have Fröken Snusk with Unga och Fria, which has gone through to the runoff vote with 58 points. This did well with younger viewers, not so much older viewers. No surprise there. I was really expecting something more chaotic and wild, I'll be honest. I'd read a few comments about this particular musician in the build-up to Heat 2. It seems as though there is a split opinion on them in Sweden. If you're Swedish, feel free to let me know what your opinion is on this particular act. But I really was expecting something a lot more out there, and we didn't really get that. She was in a tight pink outfit, on a horse. There were dancers in pink skirts, sort of white and pink outfits. There was a neon theme park look to the performance as well. The backing vocals were quite notable, which made me think that Fröken Snusk herself maybe doesn't have the greatest live voice. I don't know. It was fun, But I've written here, not as out there as expected. I liked the violin sound in the chorus. It was quite up-tempo. I really didn't mind it at all. But any thoughts of this song maybe winning Melfest, they're long gone now, because this only just went through to the runoff vote. So I do not see this winning Melfest at all. It might make the final, but I don't think it's going to do too well if it's there, especially because I think the jury vote might blank this somewhat. But we move on to Dear Sarah with The Silence After You, which finished second in the second round of voting with 61 points. It was very close here, it must be said. I didn't mind this at all. We've heard it all before, so in terms of originality, there wasn't much to talk about. She has a fairly cutesy, high-pitched voice. There was a light-up blue ball next to her at the start, which then, if I remember correctly, turned white, and then it disappeared. Years ago, this could have been a contender, I've written here. Perhaps so, but times have changed. Swirling patterns on the backdrop, a fairly emphatic, powerful chorus. There were backing vocals here as well, which were quite notable, but they didn't overpower Sarah herself, which was good. There was some momentum to the verses. It gave off a sort of magical feel as well. Can't complain, this was quite nice. But then, of course, we have the two qualifiers. Winning the whole thing in round one was Dragon by Liamu, which I have to say disappointed me a little bit. He's the sort of guy that just hasn't had that winning song yet. He's had good songs, but they really do all smush together into one, if you ask me. And this is just another example of a song that might do all right in the final. I just don't see it winning at all. Some people have compared this to Cyprus's entry last year by Andrew Lambrou. I get that. The chorus, fairly euphoric. It needed more oomph, in my opinion, at times. The verses were fairly slow, I guess. The chorus was really doing the heavy lifting here. There was an orange glow behind him at the start. Big structures on stage that emitted flames, and then in the final chorus there were flames all around the stage. It looked pretty good and quite dramatic, but the fact this won Heat 2 does surprise me a bit because of Maria Sur with When I'm Gone, which won the second round of voting with 94 points, just 2 points away from getting the maximum possible. So this was clearly going to go through regardless. Maria looked great. I felt her entry last year wasn't really reflective of her as a musician. It's almost as if her song last year was written with this sort of we must win Melfest mentality. I feel as though this track is a lot more likely to sound like her stuff in the future, if you see what I mean. It's more reflective of her as a singer. There were sort of laser lights. So many Melfest songs build up in this way, you know, where the verses are quite stripped back and then the chorus is a lot more frantic, I guess. Like I said, she looked good, she sounded pretty good. There was choreography, which didn't seem over the top at all. This could do extremely well at Eurovision, I've written here. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a contender to win the whole thing, even though it didn't even win this heat. I think it's a much better song than Liamu's, I must say. A clubby banger, nice energy. It does remind me of another song, though. That bit in particular definitely reminds me of something else. I just can't remember what. I stayed with this though. I was engaged with it for the whole 3 minutes and I thought it was a job well done. So my personal ranking is Maria, then it's Liamu, I guess, then Fröken Snusk, then Dear Sarah, then Sijo, then Engmans Kapell. But it's very close and I've not really ranked anything properly just yet. That will wait until all the heats are over. Anyway, Heat 3 is in Vancouver. We are getting to it now, ladies and gentlemen. Opening this week's third heat is Jacqueline with Effortless. I've seen a few comments online from people who've heard the songs early, and they say that this one is really damn good. Song 2 is Aldrig Mer by Clara Klingenström, who's been in Melfest before with Behöver inte dig idag a couple of years ago, which was a sort of sleeper hit. Nobody really thought much of it, and then it did quite well in the final. Kim Cesarion with Take My Breath Away, that's song 3. He's classically trained. He's 33 from Stockholm, released one album years ago, and his only major hit in Sweden was in 2013. So this might be a bit of a comeback for him. Then we have För dig by Cloudy, don't know much about them. I Won't Shake Lala Gunia by Gunia Persson, who is 65, appeared on television for years. She was also arrested for stealing sunglasses in 2018. So there you go, fantastic. And then we have Cassiopeia with Give My Heart a Break, real name Moa Karlebecker. She's 35 from Jönköping County. We know all about her. She's written so many K-pop songs over the years, it's outrageous. She's very much more of a songwriter, I would say, than a lead artist. Of course, she co-wrote Tattoo and co-wrote the winning entry in the American Song Contest. So now she just needs to win Eurovision herself as the lead act. Give My Heart a Break, the name of her song. So I'm on the SVT Play website. What I'm watching won't be in the bottom corner of the video you're watching. That's the way it usually is. But what I will be doing here, as always, is going through the acts in the order that I am most interested in them, I guess. So let me just... What's this? I did not press that button. Let's try that again, shall we? You'll just have to bear with me here because, of course, it is playing up. I will be listening to Gunilla Persson's song first. What is this? It's... What? No internet? What are you talking about? Oh, for heaven's sake. Dear viewers, for heaven's sake. What is this all about? Here we go. Here we go. I don't know what that was all about. I will put a timestamp in the comments because obviously the... What? It's doing it again? I don't believe this. Why is it doing this? Right. Well, I think I've got the first one loaded up here. We'll do it in this order because it seems to be playing up this morning for some reason. Is it going to play for me? Yes, it is. Well, we're starting then with Effortless by Jacqueline. Here we go. This is written by Cassiopeia, apparently. Okay. Bit groovy. It does have a slight Dua Lipa thing to it. Oh, this is, you know, a pretty solid pop effort. It does feel a bit like Dua Lipa, yes. I saw that comment online yesterday. Pretty good. I'm liking this groovy element to it. Yeah. Big songwriting team. Well, that wasn't bad, was it? Seems pretty slick. I'd say that's probably got second chance round written all over it. Again, it's saying that the damn page can't be loaded up. What? Why? Why? This is really, really annoying. Really annoying. Oh. Oh, what? Ah, here we go. I've got to scroll down to the bottom. Okay, let's try this properly, shall we? Song 5, Gunilla Persson. With I Won't Shake La La Gunilla. This is the one that I'm least interested in, so it's just loading up here. Oh. Country and Western. Oh, I'm not sure about this, to be honest. I was expecting something more disco. Da da da, ba da da da. I like the guitar. Maybe feels a bit stereotypical, but La La Gunilla. Oh man, it's a bit silly. It feels slapstick with country. Not sure it's a winning combo. It seems like a good time, but I can't say that that is particularly impressive. I don't know. Okay, let's now listen to Cloudy with För dig, whichever one it is. Male musician with a bit of a moustache. Let's give this one a listen then. Here we go. It's just a bit slow today, I don't know why. Here we go. Okay. Immediately striking me as a bit of a schmaltzy ballad. Okay. Is this the chorus? Fairly gentle. Really missing something here. Oh. It's okay. And it's in Swedish, but I hate to say it, but I think that might have last place in this heat written all over it. That didn't really leave any sort of impression on me whatsoever. Now it's saying that it's unable to load up the page again. What is all this about? Come on, here we go. Next up is Kim Cesarion with Take My Breath Away, which has been co-written by Albin Jonsen. Well, he's been involved in Melfest before. Here we go. I have a similar looking coat. Sort of electro synth sounds there. You see what I mean? Sort of stripped back verses and then the chorus really takes the song up a notch. So many songs go this way in Melfest. This seems like it's going to be an alright pop song. I do quite like this sort of instrumentation in the back. Oh, and it cuts off right at the end there, just before the chorus kicks in. What a shame. Sounded somewhat promising, but definitely need to hear the whole thing. So far, I'd still say Jacqueline is the one to beat here, but we have a few more songs to go. Let's give My Heart a Break a listen. This could be a contender. It's Cassiopeia, and we know all about her, of course. I can't say I've really loved much of her previous stuff. Violins. She's got a very distinct look. This feels fairly sweet. Okay, pre-chorus is definitely a little bit more reserved. No More Tears to Cry. Is this a chorus thin on lyrics? Oh, this is oh, that's alright, you know. It's very cutesy, and I think a lot of young viewers might really enjoy that one, actually. In terms of immediacy, I wouldn't say there's much there. I don't want to say it felt juvenile, but I would definitely say it didn't really strike me as a truly mature sounding track, if you see what I mean. Not bad at all, though, but that leaves Aldrig Mer by Clara Klingenström. This is the one I'm most excited for. She's co-written it with other people. Here we go. In Swedish, yes. This sort of driving beat. I'm guessing this is maybe very light, soft rock type stuff. Hopeful chorus. I'd say the chorus was stronger with her previous effort, maybe. I'd say that already. Well, I certainly didn't mind that. My word, this has been a very messy video, isn't it? But blame the website, not me. That's it then. All of the songs in Heat 3 of this week's edition of Melfest in Vacuer. Not amazing, I would say. Maybe the weakest heat so far, but that's just me. If I had to rank them right now, I would say that Cloudy might be last for me, followed by Gunia, then Kim, then Jacqueline, then Clara, and then Cassiopeia. I think Cassiopeia will win this heat and go through straight away in round 1 of the voting, and then I really don't know about round 2. It might well be Effortless by Jacqueline that goes through. That seemed like a pretty strong effort, absolutely. And then in the second round of voting, going through to the runoff vote, I think Clara Klingenstrom will make it to the next stage, and possibly Kim Cesarion as well. I think Gunia and Cloudy will be eliminated straight away, it must be said. Anyway, wow, what a messy video. Let me know your thoughts on those songs. Apologies if there was any lag, and indeed for the delay in getting some of those clips loaded up. Until next time, take care of yourselves, stay safe. It's a very busy weekend in the world of Eurovision, of course. Do keep an eye on the joint Instagram page for rankings and things like that moving forwards, all being well. But yes, until next time, I'll see you again soon. Take care.